In a small town, mischievous Rocky the goat found himself perched on the church roof, causing quite a stir. Let's uncover the rest of the tale in this story. Get down, Rocky!
Who let that goat out?
Ramesh, the coconut seller shouted. Rocky had done it again.
Rocky, get down from there!
Rose yelled. Silly humans, Rocky bleated. How could they expect him to jump down from the roof of a church? He wasn't Super Goat.
How did he get up there?
Asked Appa.
He was trying to eat that hen.
Rose said.
Rooster, not hen.
Amma corrected her.
But that's not even a real rooster.
Said Appa.
Can we just get Rocky down, please?
Rose begged.
I have an idea,
said Jaya, the banana leaf seller. But Rocky wanted to eat the banana leaves.
I have a better idea,
said Manny, the shopkeeper. But Rocky wanted to eat the boxes.
I have a better idea,
said Peter, the carpenter.
Be careful, Rocky,
shouted Rose. Rocky slid down the ramp.
Yay!
Don't try to eat that rooster again.
Rose giggled. But what did Amma, Appa, the coconut seller, the banana leaf seller, the shopkeeper, and the carpenter say?
Don't let Rocky out again.
And so, my dear curious kids, our story comes to an end. But before we part ways, let us take with us the lessons we learned from Rocky's escapades. We learned about the wonders of curiosity, the importance of teamwork and creative problem solving, and the joy of finding humor in everyday life. Thank you for joining me on this delightful journey.
Lara the Yellow Ladybird. Lara the Ladybird was a special bug. Unlike all her friends, she had bright yellow wings. Everyone loved her yellow wings. Each morning, BB Butterfly said hello. And Manto Mantis always waved. Even Sisa, the sulky spider, was happy to see her. At school, she played with lots of friends. But Lara wanted to be like the other ladybirds.
I wish I had red wings like you, Mama.
She cried. So one day, to cheer her up, Lara's mother painted her wings bright red. The next morning, nobody greeted Lara on her way to school. And when she got there, none of her friends said hello. Lara sat all alone. No one noticed her new red wings. Until Miss Mia spotted her and said,
"You've painted your lovely yellow wings."
Lara's classmates were shocked.
Your wings are special.
So unique.
So rare.
Lara.
Miss Mia said,
"Your yellow wings are what make you, you. Like Sypho's spot. And Sally's legs."
Back home, Lara took a long bath and scrubbed until her golden wings gleamed.
I'll never paint my wings again.
She thought. Except, maybe once or twice. To try a bit of purple. Or something nice. But not forever and just for fun. What an incredible story on self-confidence. Lara managed to finally embrace her uniqueness and her friends accepted her as she was. Think about the things that make you special. Are there ways you can develop your self-confidence? Do you know that supporting and encouraging others can make a positive difference in their lives? That's fantastic! Remember, confidence grows as we acknowledge our strengths and accept our uniqueness. And just like Lara, you can face any challenge with that self-assurance. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like and share our videos. Watch out. The tiger is here. It's not easy being a tiger. Yes, tigers are beautiful and fierce. But tigers are also big and heavy. This makes it difficult for them to hunt for food. Out of every 20 times a tiger hunts, it eats only once. When a tiger moves through the forest, the lumber calls, just like an old man coughing. The barking deer calls, like a scared dog. The spotted deer calls, like a little bird. The whole forest knows the tiger is here. The tiger wonders, where has everyone gone? The end.
How does the toothpaste get into the tube? The year was 1870. New London, Connecticut, United States. 7 a.m. Kids were tumbling out of bed, their mothers hurrying them to clean their teeth, handing them toothsticks and jars of toothpaste. What? Did I just say toothsticks? That's right. They used toothsticks to clean their teeth back in 1870. A toothstick was simply a twig with a frayed end. Some lucky kids had twigs with bow hair tied to one end for that extra shine. And what was the other thing I said? Jars of toothpaste? That's right. Toothpaste tubes were not invented yet. They only had jars. And every bleary-eyed kid started her day by dipping a toothstick into a porcelain jar filled with toothpaste. Actually, into the same porcelain jar that every other member of the family dipped their toothstick into, including that visiting grand aunt with yellow and black teeth, whose toothstick matched her teeth. One morning, a disgusted cry went up in a dentist's house. Ew! It was Dr. Sheffield's son Lucius, who refused to dip into the jar anymore and decided to use tooth powder henceforth. But a thought remained in his mind. There must be a better way to use toothpaste. A few years later, Lucius went to Paris to study the science of dentistry. There, he saw artists squeezing paint from metal tubes onto paint brushes. Why couldn't the same type of tube be used to hold toothpaste? He rushed back home and shared the idea with his father, who thought it was just totally awesome. There was just a little matter of figuring out how to get the toothpaste from a jar into the tube through that little opening. How do you think Lucius could fill toothpaste into an empty tube? Have you had a bad morning when you squeezed way too much paste in your half-asleep state, and you see that there's toothpaste all over the sink, and your mother is reminding you that the school bus will be at the doorstep in 20 minutes, and the last thing you want is for her to flip when she sees the mess you've made? How would you go about putting the toothpaste back into the tube? Now, what do you think Lucius and his father used to fill a tube with toothpaste? An earbud? Or a really tiny spoon? A toothpick? It was not as messy as you'd expect, because the way Dr. Sheffield and his team did it was without opening the cup. That's right, they kept the cup screwed on tight and opened up the other end. It's definitely easier to fill a tube from the larger end, especially if you have something to pump the paste with, like a syringe. After that, all you have to do is seal the end tight so that the toothpaste will not leak. Today, toothpaste tubes are filled using machines. All the empty tubes are lined up on a conveyor belt with caps downwards and the unsealed end pointing up. A big container filled with toothpaste is fixed above the conveyor belt. From a nozzle at the bottom of the container, the toothpaste is let into each tube as they move along the conveyor belt. But the paste is not filled all the way to the brim. About half an inch is left so that it can be sealed. Now the tube is ready to be squeezed. Let's discuss some of the lessons we can take away from this tale. 1. Innovation and creativity. Lucius showed us the power of thinking differently and coming up with unique solutions to everyday problems. 2. Perseverance. Lucius and his father faced challenges but didn't give up. They kept trying until they found a way to make their idea work. 3. Observation and learning. Lucius discovered the tube concept while observing artists in Paris. This teaches us the importance of observing our surroundings and learning from various sources. 4. Sharing ideas. Lucius shared his idea with his father, and together they made it happen. This reminds us that collaboration and sharing ideas can lead to great achievements. 5. Continuous improvement. Toothpaste tubes have come a long way since Lucius's time. This story shows that innovation keeps evolving and improving, making our lives better. So, dear children, remember to think outside the box, be determined, observe, share your ideas, and keep seeking ways to improve things. Who knows? You might invent something incredible one day. Just like Lucius Sheffield. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like and share our stories with your friends.
The Three Little Kittens is the title of the story. One day, three little kittens meet a big dog. The kittens are scared of the dog. The little kittens run, and the dog follows them. The little kittens run faster and faster. The little kittens run into a little bird. But the little kittens keep on running. The little kittens run into a little boy. But the little kittens keep on running. They run towards a long piece of wood. Oh, we're in trouble now. Help! Help, they cry. The smiling dog runs up to them. I'm so happy to run with all of you, he says. What a surprise! Now, the little kittens have a new friend. I hope this story teaches you something valuable. Things that appear frightening at first may turn out to be pleasant surprises later on. The big dog that the three little kittens were terrified of turned out to be their new friend. And they realized that courage and friendship can convert even the most terrifying experiences into lovely memories. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe and share our stories with your friends.
Today's story is the book for Puchku.
Puchku, have a bath. Puchku, eat your food. Puchku, go to class. Puchku, get on the bus. Puchku, do your homework. Where is Puchku?
Puchku is busy. She has a book to read. Puchku reads all the time, at home, in school, in the park, in bed. Page after page, book after book, one by one, she has read them all. Why are you always reading? Asks Boltu. Come, watch a cartoon instead, says Dodla.
Books are so much more fun,
says Puchku.
Look, you see a circle, and this straight line, push it in, pull that out, and it becomes a letter. Line up the letters, and you have a word. Words can be wise, words can be funny, words can be sad, and words can be sunny. When you put words together, they make sentences. And sentences become stories. Read it and whoosh! You are in another world.
But today, Puchku is in a fix. She has run out of books to read. All the books that she could reach in the library, she's read from chapter 1 to the end.
What will I do? No more books to read,
wails Puchku. Wait! What's that over there? Puchku looks up and sees not one, not two, but 3 more shelves, full of books.
More books.
Puchku whispers in delight. There is still one problem though. She is too short. And the bookshelf is too tall. How can Puchku get up there? Maybe she can use a washing line? Or Ma's sari to climb? How about the chairs and tables in the room? It would really be helpful, thinks Puchku, to have a giraffe at hand. Even a monkey.
Or both? Puchku has a plan. She calls Boltu and Dodla for help. As quiet as they can, they climb on top of each other. Boltu, you're heavy. Dodla complains.
Told you not to eat that last rasgulla. It's not me.
Boltu hisses.
It's Puchku.
Shush! Almost there.
Says Puchku. Just then, it all goes wrong. What is happening here? It is the very tall librarian. She puts Puchku down. Boltu and Dodla run away. Puchku looks up sadly at the book she almost had in her hand. Can I help? Asks the very tall librarian.
I was trying to climb the bookshelf. I have run out of books to read.
Says Puchku sadly. Why didn't you say so? Says the very tall librarian. As long as I'm around, you do not have to climb a bookshelf. May I pick you up? Puchku nods.
I will take this, and this one too.
Says Puchku happily.
Thank you.
Take this one too. Says the very tall librarian. When I was small, I loved this book.
You were small once?
Puchku asks. Oh yes, even smaller than you. Says the very tall librarian. But then I grew, and so will you. Until then, all you need to do is ask for a book and I will be here to give it to you. But is Puchku listening? No, she is not. She is inside her book. Through a circle and a line and a letter and another. Then a word. And another, a sentence. And another. And now a story. Because Puchku has a new book. I'm so relieved Puchku and her friends didn't get hurt after the fall. Let's now try to draw a few lessons from this tale. 1. The joy of reading. Reading is a wonderful adventure. Books can take us to amazing places and teach us many things. Let's explore the joy of reading together and discover new worlds through books. 2. Seek help and be patient. When things get tough, it's okay to ask for help. Remember, patience is important too. With a little help and patience, we can overcome challenges and find solutions. 3. The magic of imagination. Imagination is like a superpower. It helps us create exciting stories and see things in our minds. Let's use our imaginations to dream big, be creative, and have fun. So, my dear friends, let's enjoy the wonders of reading, ask for help when needed, and let our imaginations soar high. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and like our videos.
Little Ant's Big Plan. Little Ant loved to read. Little Ant was often teased. Ants don't read. Ants must feed. Ants collect the food they need. Little Ant would read all day, he'd read and read the day away. The other ants took what they found to store for winter underground. His mom and dad got really mad, and Little Ant felt really bad. In autumn, when the leaves fall down, the ants must keep food underground. The queen wants food to fill the store, so all the ants must work some more. Little Ant begins to shout about a place he read about.
A restaurant is what we need, a place where people go to feed. It says so in the books I read.
The ants go marching one by one. They march into the setting sun. And Little Ant said, "Hey, there's one." The ants go marching one by one, carrying a burger, carrying a bun. When they return, the queen is glad. The stores are full. They cheer like mad. Ant gets hugs from Mom and Dad. His baby sister takes his hand.
Now I think I understand. The way you love to read a book makes me want to take a look.
The end. Let's summarize the wonderful lessons we can learn from the tale of the Little Ant's Big Plan. Lesson 1. Follow your passions. Just like Little Ant, it's important to embrace what you love and pursue your interests with joy and enthusiasm. Whether it's reading, drawing, dancing, or exploring nature, let your passions guide you on a magical journey. Lesson 2. Be brave and persevere. Little Ant's courageous spirit teaches us that even when faced with challenges, we should stay determined and never give up. With bravery and perseverance, we can overcome obstacles and achieve extraordinary things. Lesson 3. Knowledge is power. Little Ant's love for books reminds us of the incredible power of knowledge. Reading and learning about the world expands our minds, fuels our imagination, and empowers us to make a positive difference in our lives and the lives of others. Lesson 4. Embrace differences. Little Ant's unique interests made him different from his fellow ants, but it's essential to celebrate and respect our differences. Just like the diverse characters in the story, we should appreciate each other's individuality and create a world that embraces and values diversity. Lesson 5. Share and understand. Little Ant's sister's desire to learn about his world teaches us the importance of sharing our experiences and understanding one another. By listening, communicating, and supporting each other, we foster strong relationships and create a harmonious community. So, my dear friends, let these lessons guide you on your own remarkable journey. Follow your passions, be brave, seek knowledge, embrace diversity, and always remember to share and understand. With these lessons in your hearts, you will grow into remarkable individuals, making the world a brighter and more beautiful place. Our story is titled Fox and Rooster. There was a time when all the animals lived together as friends. One day they decided to have a meeting to elect a king. Rooster wanted to be king, so he lied to the other animals.
The red comb on my head is fire. Don't touch the comb on my head.
The other animals believed Rooster. They decided to elect Rooster as their king. The animals hoped that Rooster's fire would help them in cold weather. Then came a day when it rained. And rained. And rained. It was cold. Everything was wet and cold.
Where can we get fire to warm our bodies?
Rabbit asked the other animals.
We can get fire from the comb on Rooster's head,
replied Monkey.
Rooster is our king because he has fire on his head,
said Monkey. The animals agreed with Monkey. They sent Fox to collect fire from King Rooster. Fox found Rooster in a deep sleep, so he decided to take fire without asking Rooster. Fox collected some dry grass. He put the grass next to the comb on Rooster's head. Nothing happened. The grass did not catch fire.
"Wake up, King Rooster!"
yelled Fox.
"We need fire now!"
But Rooster could not give fire to Fox. Fox was angry. He went back to the other animals. He told them the truth about the comb on Rooster's head. From that day, no one was afraid of Rooster. And foxes eat roosters and their families. And that's the end of our wonderful adventure, my curious friends. The animals in the story learn something very important, that being honest and trustworthy is the true way to be a great leader. You don't need magical powers or big promises to be special. Instead, being kind and caring towards each other makes all the difference. Honesty and friendship make our bonds strong and magical. So, my little adventurers, remember the lesson from Fox and Rooster's tale. Let's always treasure the joy of storytelling, where we learn and grow with every adventure. Thank you for joining me on this marvelous journey. May your hearts always be filled with wonder and curiosity. Remember to like and share our videos and subscribe to our channel.